व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मामा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति। We'll just read the mantra and then go to the Bhashyam quickly. So tadvanam nama tadvanam ityu upasitavyam saha yaha etad evam vedabhihainagum sarvani bhutani samvanchanti. So we saw the meaning of this in the last class. So tadvanam Pujyamanam talks about Vanam here, or that Brahma indeed, or the Sagunam Brahman talks about here. Must be meditated, upasitavyam. One must meditate on that Sagunam Brahman. And he says, Sarvani Bhutani Samvanchanti, means the one which is present in all the living beings has to be meditated upon. So the one who meditates upon this Samvanchanti gets the benefit of what one aspires for. So this is the Falashruti given. So the teaching is already over. The teaching of the Upanishad is already over. Now the Acharya, traditionally what we should do is, after listening to all these things, what is the benefit? What is the phalam? So the phalam has to be given, fruit has to be given also. So the Acharya says, this is the fruit. Like if you do all these things systematically and you meditate on this Brahman, you will achieve what you are aspiring for. Okay? Samvanchanti. Then in the Bhashyam, if you go to this, he gives the elaboration or the definition of the word Tadvanam. So Tad Brahma means this Sagunam Brahma. Her killer means he is known as Tadvanam. So this Sagunam Brahma is known as Tadvanam. Then Tadvanam Nama. So Tadvanam Nama means this Nama means name, and it is called Tadvanam. So this Tad Brahma, so Tadvanam is equal to that Sagunam Brahma. So Tad Brahma is equal to Tadvanam. Okay. So Sagunam Brahma is equal to Tadvanam. That's what it says here. So Vanam is a name. Tadvanam. Then Tasya Vanam Tadvanam. So it just says Tasya Vanam is Tadvanam here. Then Tasya, he gives adjective for Tadvanam. What are these? Number one, Prani Jatasya, that which pervades in everything, in every living beings. Prani Jatasya means that which pervades everything. So Saguna Brahma is pervading as Ishvara here, in everything. Then Pratyagatma Bhutatvat, that which is, so Pratyagatma means what? That which is the innermost. Bhutatvat means that which is present as the essence in every living beings. Right? Bhutatvat. Third, Vanam Vananiyam. So this Vanam is supposed to, Vananiyam means Vandanam. So Vananiya means what? That which is adorable, desirable. Right? So he gives the meaning for the word Vanam as that which is Pranijatasya. Okay. That which goes in justice, pervades every being. Then Pratyagatma Bhutatva, that which is the innermost essence of everything is Pratyagatatma. Then Vanam Vananiyam, it is supposed to be adorable, it is supposed to be pleasant and the sought after thing, desirable thing. Then number 4, Sambhajaniyam. So Sambhajaniyam means what? That which is supposed to be for meditation or for upasana. So bhajanam means what? You pray, worship, and that which is to be contemplated. So Sambhajaniyam. So some means what in total? Means complete. So Sambhajaniyam. Ataha Tadvanam Nama. So this Tadvanam Namam is given as 4 adjectives. Number 1, Pranijatasya, Pratyagata Bhutatvat, Vanam Vananiyam, and Sambhajaniyam. So that all the 4 includes the word Tadvanam. And Tadvanam is equal to what? Tad Brahma. Okay. So the Vanam is a name, like Ishvara is a name, correct? And Ishvara is what? That's Sagunam Brahma. Correct? So Ishvara is a name or a status given to the same consciousness that which is manifest. Correct? So that which is manifest in all the living beings as Pranijatasya. So that which is pervades every living being. Ishvara is in every one of us. He is also present in all the living beings, in the plants, everything is there. Animals also Ishvara is there as manifest. Then it is Pratyagata Bhutatva, that which is the essence or the one which is present there, which gives life to the whole, the living beings. So he is present and giving essence and living continuously there. As all the pranas in the Manaha, Buddhi, Chitta, Hankara, all of them are same thing here. And which is desirable, Vanam Vananiyam. So it is desirable, it is adorable, and something which has to be revered, say, Vananiyam. Then Sambhajaniyam. So one has to do pujanam, one has to worship this. So all the 4 put together is called Sagunam Brahma. So he says, you meditate on the Sagunam Brahma in this manner. Correct? So if you look at the first line, Tadvanam Nama, Tadvanam Ityupasitavyam. So Ityupasitavyam means what? In this way, upasana if you do. Correct? Then in the next line, the next Bhashyam line, Prakyatam Brahma. See, Prakyatam means what? Prasiddham. So Prakyatam means very famous. So this Ishvara is, this Sagunam Brahma is very famous. One need not tell anyone who is Ishvara. See, even in difficulty also we say Ishvara, Kadavule. We always have this, hey Bhagavan, or Jesus, oh Lord. So people, if you go to today's culture, like all the people who go to the young Australians, the young Indian Australians who are there, they all, when they say, they will say, oh Lord, oh Christ Jesus. Even my son says, they're all listening to the same lecture, they'll study Vedas. They still, when they go to school, they are taught like this. Right? So I tell them, call Rama, Krishna, our Uruvar. No. Oh my God, oh Lord Jesus. Then I tell, okay, Moses, we also include Moses also in that. How are you going to, why are you living that? Why it means because everybody calls the same Bhagavan in different way. Somebody will call Allah, somebody will call, Vahe Guru. So people call different names. All of them are Sagunam Brahma only. Right? And everybody calls in their own manner, in adorable way. Correct? Avva puja பண்ணுவா, புனஸ்காரம் பண்ணுவா. That's what it says here, Vanam Vananiyam, Sambhajaniyam. And it is Prakyatam Brahma because it is very famous. Nobody needs to tell, even a child also will say Bhagavan to Karguru. They know about it. So Tadvanam iti yataha tasmat. Because this particular word, tasmat tadvanamiti, this is a very famous word. See, this tadvanam, vanam is a very famous word. So, the vanam is talked about in here elaborately, and also in another Upanishad it talks about here. So, this is a very famous word, and prakyatam brahma. Tadvanamiti, anena eva guna abhidhanam. So tadvanam is equal to guna abhidhanam. Abhidhanam means what's the title? Abhidhanam means the title. Abhidheyam means what? Substance. Abhidhanam means the title or the name. Abhidheyam means substance, or the substance from which this particular Sagunam Brahma arises. So substance should be there, the substantive should be there. It's called a substantive in substance. So it's called substantive, or that by which one gets a name is called substantive. So abhidhanam. And what is this? Tadvanam equal to guna abhidhanam. So this is the gunas or the attributes. So it has got attributes. That's why it's called Sagunam Brahma. Upasitavyam. So one has to meditate on this. Upasitavyam. Then Chintaniyam. So one has to think. So meditate and one has to contemplate. Chintanam means what? Contemplate. So contemplate on the Sagunam Brahma, because this Upasanam is given for the people who are not ready for Brahma Jnanam. So for the people who already achieved Brahma Jnanam, this is not required. But it says if you're not achieved already there, then you do this. Because this is saying this, it raises a question later on where the person sitting there, oh, so you're saying now finally that this is what is required. One has to meditate on Sagunam Brahma. Then that means for this one, you need to do tapas. Because bhajani means what? You have to sit and meditate, correct? What Acharya said before, that in karma, you don't need to do all these things because your Brahma Jnanam is there. All these things are actually not required. But now he's saying this. Why? Because for the people who are not ready yet for Jnanam, they have to do this. So you meditate on this. At least by this way, you will be able to bring your mind back and focus your mind back. Right? So tasmat tadvanamiti anena eva guna abhidhanena upasitavyam chintaniyam. Anena namna upasanasya phalam aha. So the phalam aha means what is the aha means said. Aha means says the phalam is like this, that by meditating on different names, anena namna upasanasya Saha yaha kaschit etat yatoktam brahma evam yatokta gunam veda upasate. So saha yaha kaschit means the person who meditates, the one who meditates in this manner. Etat yatha uktam means as said. Uktam means as said, as mentioned before. Brahma evam. So he only meditates on this Brahma, this Sagunam Brahma evam. Yata uktam guna veda upasate. So the gunas which has been mentioned there in the Vedas, upasate meditates. Abhi ha enam upasakam. So abhi means what? Abhi means they will seek. Abhi, the word abhi here means what? They will seek or they will long for this knowledge. So a person who's meditating for this, they are seeking for knowledge about this particular Brahman. Like the whole story is about what? The Yaksha, correct? So the Yaksha, Indra also was meditating on Sagunam Brahma. He was not meditating on Nirgunam Brahma. Because they only saw the form. And the form was being meditated and he was being system focused on getting this. So when he meditated on that, then only the Guru came in for Uma. And then Uma told that this Brahman which you see is none other than the consciousness which is Sagunam Brahma. Right? So the same thing you have to bring here, that one has to first meditate on Sagunam Brahma. Then in the wake of the knowledge of Sagunam Brahma being clear, mind being clear, and the order, everything is there, then one will be able to get to this level. You directly cannot go to Nirgunam Brahma. It is not possible. One has to see the wave, then resolve the wave in the water. You cannot directly say that I only see the water. Because it is not, when you see the water, you're seeing the wave also. Right? So understanding is important. You can always say that I only see water. You can say that. But what do you see? I see the wave, I see the foam, I see the different types of, then I can see that all of them are actually only water, Brahman only. So all are Sagunam Brahman. Right? That's what it says here. Abhiha enam means then. Enam means then. And ha means indeed. So those people who meditate on this, indeed then, upasakam sarvani. So upasakam means meditating. Upasakam or doing meditation, sarvani, bhutani. So the one who meditates upon this Sagunam Brahma as the one present in every living being. So one must not say that I am only meditating, only this Jiva is only me, Ishvara, other people don't have Jiva. No. Ishvara is present in every living and non-living being. So one has to extend the vision from one's own meditation to other people's also should be meditated. So in this way the person has a view, abhiha enam. So those people who request or seek, indeed her, enam then, upasakam doing meditation, sarvani bhutani. So they meditate on sarvani bhutani. Abhi, samvanchanti. So they wish, or they vanchati means what they wish, or they seek what they want. Correct? Ha prarthayante eva. So in this way they do prarthana. So the prarthana means what their fervent prayer, their fervent request is for them to know the Sagunam Brahma, or who is this Brahma. So yar in the Ishwaran, who is the Kadavul. So this has to be the first step. Right? You cannot directly say Kadavule illa. First Kadavul, then Kadandu Ul Selbavan. Then you have to go from there to inside. So you have to first define what is the Kadavul, what is Ishvara there. Then from Ishvara you go into Sagunam to Nirgunam Brahma. So it says here, in this way the person samvanchanti means, vanchati means wishes, and samvanchanti means fervently wishes. Samvanchanti.
How is it different from bhajanam and nama sankirtan? If it is, when you say you have to do the upasanam, meditate upon, which is what the nama sankirtan people are actually doing.
Correct.
Right? So again, this seems to be reinforcing that's a valid method of going towards jnanam.
It is one of the means. See, bhajanam, sankirtanam, nama sankirtanam, meditation, it is required for a person when he is starting on the journey. So without that, you cannot directly, bhajanam is important. See, because what does bhajanam tells you? 1.5 hours you have to sit in one place, correct? You have to keep on uttering Bhagavan Nama, you have to be focusing on that, correct? See, it's one sort of meditation only. One sort of,
No, but this one tells you to do that. It doesn't give you the gradation that you do this and then this is a sort of a lower form of upasanam and then you have to move. It doesn't imply that, is it?
Here, you see, here actually this upasanam is a little bit higher than other things because in bhajanam and kirtanam there's only one lord, or the particular song maybe 2-3 lords are there, or their Ishta Devata will be there. They never talk about Sagunam Brahma. They do not talk about Sri Ganapati will be there, or Sai Baba will be there, or Krishna will be there, or Vishnu will be there, or Shiva will be there. So all of them they are all Sagunam only, correct? Each of them, they are different names. But here it says all the names collapse into one is Sagunam Brahma. So initially the people start at the lowest level, correct? From the lowest level, each names, etc. they start. And then from there they go up to saying that all these names are only about a Sagunam Brahma only. So when I meditate on Ganapati, I'm meditating on Sagunam. When I meditate on Ishvara, I'm meditating on that Ishvara. All these names and function, etc., are only one. So the names can be many.
No, I'm not trying to defend them. I'm just raising the point of discussion.
See,
yeah. What I'm asking is, they're also saying, for example, when they do Nama Sankirtanam, they have a particular form, but they also, when you go into the depth of what they say, that form is encompassing all the Sarvani Bhutani.
Correct.
It is not, it is just
see, they will not understand this philosophy because they will not think above that level. They will only think at that level only, because Krishnan or Gopi or Shiva, they will only be the one who Mukta will be there. Right? They will only give. If you ask them, will Vishnu give Mukti? We don't know, because we don't know whether there is Mukti or not. Nanga Shiva, we only follow this. So only this will give this path, Nama Sankirtanam. If you do, why don't you read Bhagavatam, why don't you study something else? So they will actually disconnect themselves from other sources of study. Whereas here what he's saying is, Upasakam he's saying here is that the person has already gone through all these study methods and he has reconciled to the fact that whether I do Nama Sankirtanam, whether I do Kalakshebam, whether I do Japam, whether I do Kirtanam, I do Nitya Karma, whatever I do, all of them are actually only different names, correct? So it says here what? Tadvanam si prakyatam brahma anena namna upasanasya, correct? So anena namna means what? Different names are there. Upasanasya phalamaha. So the phalam will be there because you are worshipping different forms. But here it says that you have to collapse everything and bring it to a level, one level above, where all these Ganapati, Vishnu, etc. are only one. And I meditate, whichever is there, I'll meditate only on one Savana Brahma. So avalukku vandu andha level la padi varthukku mela varthukku kashtam varum, because they will only be busy in that particular thing only. See, if you now go to Mahabharata Sangam, they will not accept other things. Like they won't go and attend Suktam, they won't study Suktam, or they won't study Durga Suktam. Durga Suktam Sultarana. See, Anugraham Prachalai Poron Sar and Uttara Vandachi Barawa. They will later this. So that means what, they have completely blocked themselves from other view and they want to go only in that manner. So Nama Sankirtanam people, what they do, they block themselves from only that Bhakti Seva only. Correct? And they will not look at anything else. Shastram particularly interest. You could tell them Bhagavad Gita Padigo and meaning Priyo. That's what I say. The Magathila Mala Pudon, sir, and Mother Peru. See, I have heard people telling me, I have got no Mother Peru, I have been told already. How do you know that you have no birth? If you don't have birth, that means you should already be not a physical body, correct? If you are not a physical body, that means you should have been living the life as a Advaiti. Then only you cannot suddenly disown a physical body. I can also say that. We can also say that. See, we can say that nothing wrong in saying. But do you understand why it is like this? Why I don't have a physical rebirth? Because I was late of Sarapima. I've been told that I don't have a physical body, so. But Shastram doesn't believe in that. Shastram says, why do you think that you don't have a physical body? They will say that because the physical body is Anatma Prapancha. And there is the one which is the Atma, which is the truth which is giving letting interest to Anatma. Correct? So the Atma Bhati all interest. See, Atma Vichara all interest. They want to. This is where the contention comes. This is where the Vedanti doesn't go that far. He doesn't go and involve himself in discussing and proving that this is what it is, because let them be in that same, they're happy with that, let them be happy. But here, this method is suggested for the person who wants to discover that Brahman. And he says this Upasana method is given for the sadhaka, for the person who wants to achieve a level of competence to arrive at the Brahman itself. So he has to leave all the Nama Rupas. Yes, so he should not be worried about, only Ganapati dam because we only do Ganapati only puja only. We don't do anything else. So they will tell you very clearly, right? So Sai Bhajan will only do Sai Bhajan only. He will not do Vishnu Bhajan. And even Vishnu Bhajan kuda Sai Gundalo Kunduluvaru. You get what I'm saying? So Murugana Kunda kuda Sai Gunduluvaru. Even Murugan Patta kuda they will introduce Sai in the middle of the they have to include that Bhagavan in Murugan also in that. They'll include like this. So that is how they remember. So nothing wrong with that, but they are at a lower level. But here we are at a higher level. So, and what Upanishad taught you before is at the highest level. The Advaitam taught before is the highest level for sadhaka. So if you already achieved that, you don't need to do all this, you don't need to worry about these things. But it is said because the phalam is that if you do that, you would have got the benefit of all this process already. Right? And because of this benefit only you are getting that fruit. That's why it says here. Right? So saha yaha kaschit etat yato uktam brahma evam yata utta gunam veda upasate abhi ha enam upasakam sarvani bhutani abhi samvanchati ha praptayanti eva yatha brahma. Means in this way, one meditates upon the Saguna Brahma, one will achieve what the person wants. So if you are seeking Ishvara Saguna Brahma, understanding Ishvara, you will know what Ishvara is. And what is Ishvara? Is Tadvanam. Tadvanam is equal to what? Anina Namna Upasanasya. Okay. So different names are being said there. So he has come to that level now. Is it clear? 4.7 is what I told you before, that the student has been listening to all these things now. All the Brahma Vidya, all Upanishad, everything is listening there. And he has said that I understood now. Now he asks a question. You have taught me Brahma Vidya. You have given me the Brahma Vidya. Now tell me what is the Upanishad says. What does the Upanishad say? So what will the teacher say? See, see, Brahman, Atma, I understand I am the Atma, Brahman, etc. But what is the Upanishad saying? Upanishad will say only about Brahman only. Correct? It will not say anything other than that. So the teacher itself is confused to why the student is asking this question. See, this particular discussion is, the Acharya himself is perplexed. As soon as I katti patient in a prayer, question. So he is not disputing the student. He is not saying the student is wrong. He is saying that there should be some reason. And Acharya is not saying this. Adi Shankara is putting a doubt in the student, in the teacher's mind. See, you think the student is asking this question means either he has not been following something, or he has been somewhere, he has sidetracked something and he has developed his own internal opinion. Like people have their own small ideas. I like this idea. This is what is Brahman. I like this. So I'll go in this path only. So in the path, then suddenly you say, I taught everything, phalam sultan. See, he has told phalam. See, meditation. So the conclusion is over now. Now the student is asking this question. Right? So there's an active voice and a passive voice in this one. So evam anushishta shishyaha acharya uvacha. So the Acharya, see, Shishyaha Acharya Vacha. So the question is being raised by the student. Okay. What does he ask? Upanishadam bo bruhi ityukta tha Upanishad brahmi vavata Upanishadam brumeti. Okay. So Upanishadam bo bruhi. Bo means what? Hey Guru. Oh Guru. Bo. So the word bo indicates what? Ho revered Guru, ho teacher, ho teacher. Upanishadam bruhi means now you say what Upanishadam says. And iti yukta. So you are said before, as said before, iti yukta. You said before about this something, but now you tell me what the Upanishad says. Right. So iti shishya acharya vacha means what? See the first one, shishya acharya vacha means what? May you teach me Brahma Vidya. So may you teach me Brahma Vidya. So Upanishad means what? Brahma Vidya. So when somebody is asking you, when I am teaching Brahma Vidya, see what I have taught you in the class so far is Brahma Vidya. You have listened to so much of Bhashyam, line by line, word by word, explain everything to you. That all you come and ask one day, see, teach me Upanishad. One thing is like, should you go from the beginning or where to start, where to end, where the student has formed opinion, where he is cut off. It's difficult for him to find out, correct? Because the cognition, the understanding is happening in one's own mind. And it can, cut anywhere, it can join anywhere, it can extend anywhere. So now the student is putting a question. So Upanishadam bo bruhi iti yukta means as said before or as taught before. Upata Upanishadam Brahmin Vava means is there anything else? So is there anything else? So the student is thinking that there is something else. So Acharya has told everything in total. The student is saying that now what? So what should you do now? So you are taught me Upanishad and the teacher says teaching is over. He talks of meditation, etc. You do this, it will benefit you. So the student says, okay. Now he says, now what? So the teacher says, so now what means now what? Because he has already given the vision to you. Now you have to leave the vision and you have to assimilate what he understood. So the teacher is actually listening to the question and then he is trying to form an opinion as to what the student might be thinking. So that's what it says here. So there are three things. Student, Upanishadam bo bruhi iti is active voice. Okay. So this is active voice. That means the student is actually saying this. Ukta te Upanishad is a passive voice. That means it was said before. Ukta te means what? This said before, and now I am saying that you tell me what it is. What you said before. Brahmi bhavate Upanishadam abhruvamiti. So the teacher is saying now. So the teacher's first vakyam Upanishadam bo bruhi iti is the student. Okay, the student is asking the teacher bo request. The second sentence Ukta te Upanishad. What will follow? Ukta te Upanishad is a passive voice. I told you already before. And that is what I am reinforcing. Brahmi bhavata Upanishadam abhruvamiti. So he's saying that I'm reinforcing, I'm saying the same thing now to you that I already taught you everything. There's nothing else more to teach in this. Right? So Brahmi here means what? Karma Upasanam Brahma Vidya. So he has taught you Karma Upasanam, correct? In the previous verse, we saw Karma Upasanam, how to do meditation. Then the previous chapters in verse number 2 and 3, he has taught Brahma Vidya, correct? So, I already taught you everything, Karma, Upasanam, Falashruti, Brahma, everything I taught already. And what is that? In the Bhashyam it says here, Upanishadam Rahasyam. So, the Rahasyam is the secret knowledge of the reality. Yat Chintyam Bo Bhagavan Bruhi iti. So the Bhashyam is same thing saying here, that this secret knowledge you're talking about, Upanishad, please tell me. So teacher is saying that I already told you what Upanishad says. So Brahma Vidya is not different from Upanishad. So he is confusing that Brahma Vidya is something different and Upanishad is something different. So Upanishad is only a tool, correct? It's just a text. And the text is, the words are revealed and the words are actually made clear in Brahma Vidya. Vidya means is knowledge. So knowledge is present in the Upanishad. Upanishad is actually a text, it's just a grantha. So the grantha itself will not become something automatically, it will not give you knowledge. See, you're in a book of knowledge. So the grantha has to be unfolded, it has to be given in a particular manner to the teacher, student. So that's what the teacher has done already. So now he is saying that Upanishad, what he says, Upanishad, you tell me. Right. So, Yat Chintyam means that is to be pondered by Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyastam. So, Yat Chintyam means what? That what I should meditate on, or what I should listen to, or what I should do contemplation. So, the student is little bit confused. Little confusion. Somewhere he has gone to sleep or somewhere he has lost track and he is not very clear as to what he should meditate. So many things have been said, correct? See, Upanishad, the whole Bhashyam is running into some 50-60 pages. Uma will see how much page is written there. Correct? I have written already 60 pages, so she will write another maybe 20 pages more. So 80 pages. 80 pages, but if you go through that, somewhere or something written there. So the student says, "Na enga start pannradhu enga mudikkiradhu sir? Where will I meditate? Where will I do Shravanam? What should I meditate on?" So teacher says, "You see, by this time you should have understood all these things. I cannot tell you where to start and where to end because you have been listening all the time for so long. And when you do the Shravanam, you're supposed to be Mananam also doing at the same time because Shravanam matra manna porad, correct? You have to do Mananam also, like writing notes, correcting notes, reading through that. See, Mananam is what? Is writing, reading, and assimilating and then understanding what the person understood, correct? Then Nididhyasana has to be done after that. So the moon of the simultaneously it has to happen. So two things happen, then Nididhyasana happen. Apparently, he has been only listening. And Mananam hasn't happened very clearly. That's what it seems here. That's why he's asking this question, Shravanam. So, Upanishadam Rahasyam, Yachintyam Bo, Bhagavan Bruhiti. So, hey Bhagavan, you teach me that Rahasyam which is in the Upanishad. Oh, my teacher. Right? So, Evam Uktavati Shishye Aha. Means when the student asks the teacher this way, okay. What does Acharya say? Acharya Ukta Abhihita Te Tava Upanishad. So the first line, Evam Uktavati Sishye Aha. Means what? In this way the student asked the teacher. What did they ask? Upanishadam Rahasyam Yachintyam Bho Bhagavan Bruhiti. So you teach me the Rahasyam of the Upanishad which is mentioned. And in this way, Evam Uktamati Shishya Aha. So Shishya said like this. So it's a passive voice, correct? And the first one is the active voice. Upanishadam Rahasyam Yachintyam Bo Bhagavan Bruhi iti means what? Active voice. Student is asking. Then in this way, the student asks is what is the teacher said. Then what is the teacher response? It's in the active voice. Ukta, I told you. Ukta, abhihita, I revealed. So abhihita means what? I already told you, I have already revealed you, te tava, to you. Upanishad, I already revealed to you, I have told you what is the Upanishad. Then the question, kaha punaha sa iti aha. So ka punaha setyaha should be broken up into ka punaha saha iti aha. So why do you ask this question again? Okay, the teacher has got the right to ask. Ramayanam pura ketuttu Raman Lakshmana Raman Sittappan. Then he says, sorry, got confused with who is Rama and Lakshmana. Marabadi Ramaraya Sulango. Hanumaraya Sulango. See, these things should be known, right?
We say, when Ramanathan get into Sridhiki Raman Chittappan.
Correct, yeah. And the Madri, see, same thing like this. The person is actually listening to all these things. And he says, oh, now tell me what is Upanishad? Rahasyam, what is the Upanishad? So teacher says, I already told you. Ukta, Abhihita, Teta, Upanishad. What I've been rattling now for so long is only Upanishad. I have not taught you anything else. This is what is Upanishad taught you. Right? So, ka punaha sa iti aha. So, what is it that you want to know again? Is what is asking, teacher is asking. Then he says, Brahmi means pertain to Brahman. Brahmanaha Upanishad. So Brahmanaha means what? Upanishad. Brahmi means pertaining to the Brahman. So pertaining to the Brahman, the Upanishad Brahmanaha. Paramatmanaha, the ultimate knowledge. Yam, this. Brahmi, tam, Paramatma Vishayatvadita. So Vishayatvad Atita. So subject matter is Paramatma. Right? So he says, what I have taught you is Upanishad. And he's reinforcing the saying that, why do you ask this question again? What is it that you want to know again? And he says that, I taught you Upanishad, Brahmanaha, Brahmin, pertaining to the Brahman, and Paramatmanaha, ultimate knowledge. And this yam, this Brahmi tam to you, subject the Paramatma Vishayatvat Atita. So I taught you the Paramatma Vishayaha, that which is beyond everything, Atitaha. Subject matter Paramatma. Vijnanasya eva. Vava means what? Eva. So Vijnanasya eva, definitely only for Vijnana, only knowledge only. And who already has got the knowledge. Eva te Upanishatam abhruvamiti. So I already told you this before, in this way. Then, Uktam eva Paramatma Vishayam Upanishadam Bhruvam Vishayam Upanishadam Bhruvam Iti Avadharayat Artham. Iti Avadharayati Iti Uttara Artham. So the word should be Itya Vadharaya Artham should be broken. Iti Avadharayati Iti Uttara Artham. That means what? Uttara means what? Answer. Okay. Uttara means answer. And Avadharayati means the qualifications required. Qualifications required, knowledge required, sadhanam required, karmam, upasanam, all of them has been told before. So I have told you everything you require to know about karmam, about Upasanam, about Brahma Vidya as my answer. I already answered everything to you before. Right? So the teacher is not actually angry with the student. He is just reinforcing that he has done his job. Okay. So whether the student gets a vision or not is a different thing. See, the thing is, student may or may not get the vision because there is still some work to be done. See, இப்போ வந்து நம்ம கிளாஸ்ல போனா கூட வச்சுக்கோ, மேத்ஸ் படிக்கிறோம் கிளாஸ்ல. The teacher will be explaining the maths to the best student, right? Only some students will get it. Out of 80 students sitting in the class, right? 1-2 students will pick up and he will get very quickly. He will enjoy. He will be able to go ahead of the class. Other students are still model first steps. So they will not be able to go beyond the first step, second step itself because they are still working. The mind is still working and transcripting and work logically they're working through. So it will take some time. But for that, the teacher may not go and repeat again. You'll have to wait till next repetition happens. See, there'll be a time when again you'll have to listen to the same Upanishad at some point of time. At that time, you'll get more clarity. Right? So, see, why should you listen once? Not enough. See, Bhagavad Gita also, if you listen once, you cannot, people say that I can, no. Bhagavad Gita is like an ocean. You keep on reading, keep on listening, more and more things will ever come. Then more and more things will come out and more clarity will come out. So the student here is actually done only one study. And he has listened to the teacher once and he is asking the question, teach me Upanishad, the essence of the Upanishad. Teacher is saying, I already taught you Upanishad. I already taught you Karma Kanda. Means Karma Upasanam. Karmam, Upasanam, Brahma Vidya. I taught you all of them. So there's nothing more to teach from my side. That's what the teacher's answer is. So the next page, 36. The teacher is wondering, why is he asking this? The teacher is not, the student is not dull student. See, the student does not see somebody to sit to the Upanishad. Purumiya kekkradhu. Atma, Brahman, he must be, somebody should be there. Otherwise, within 2 classes, he will be disappeared. A lot of people disappear. You know that, right? See, you see the Upanishad, 2 people are there, 3 people are there. Everybody wants to attend, but thanga mudiyadhu. See, for that you should have a preparatory mind. See, not everybody can study. You have to be patient. You have to be listening, and you should have some pura saddha irukano. Something you studied Sanskrit padichirukano, or something you listened from teacher before, or you have some idea about what it is. Suddenly, if you just come and say, "Anak Upanishad padinu sara," you just come now. The topic is very complicated, and you'll disappear. That's what he's saying here. That this student is not like this. This student is somebody who has been sitting with me listening for so many years. And he's asking this question, means there's something going on in his mind. And I'm not able to understand what he wants to know. Because the question he's asking is there anything left out? Is there anything left out to be taught? Is there anything you want to say to me? Or everything is already told? What does the Upanishad say? Please ask. Okay. So, tapaha prabhutinam brahma vidyayam asheshatta pratipadanam. This is what is the discussion point. Okay. So, I'm not going to do this because it's a very lengthy bhashyam there. And we will do this after we come back from our Navaratri break. Is it okay? Because this particular is a very interesting thing. So the Acharya is saying it's a particular word. See, tataha pishta sheshanavat punaruktaha anartakaha prashna syat. So your question is like grinding the flour again and again. Already the rice, arsi potachu. Arsi potu arachachu nanna. மாவாக்கியாச்சு. இந்த மாவை போட்டு மறுபடியும் அரைச்சானு கிடைக்கும் ஒன்றும் வராது, மாவு தான். See, If you keep grinding the same thing again and again, you're not going to get anything more. Because he says that there's nothing more to elaborate on this topic because already given you everything. So it is your question is anarthakaha, means what? Your question, again if I say, right? Punarukta anarthakaha prashnasya. So your question will be is irrelevant or is not actually in the right perspective at the moment. Right? He's saying this. And he gives elaboration about why the student is asking the question. Acharya comes to his rescue. The Adi Shankara comes and says, no, see Acharya ji, the student may not be like this. He may be having something else. And maybe he is talking to somebody else. See, a lot of students talk to somebody else. See, they go to other classes. They go to Bhakti Sangam. They go to Nama Sankirtanam. They go to this. So, doubt. So they are all saying like this, and Upanishad is saying like this. So is there something else which is not said? I never heard people talk about Bhakti. I never heard Upanishad doesn't talk about Nama Sankirtanam. It doesn't talk about anything else. It doesn't talk about all these experiences, miracles. So is there anything else which is left out? See, if you learn only Upanishad from a teacher and you don't go anywhere else, you'll not have a problem. But if you go, I will study Upanishad today one day, I will go to Bhakti one day, I will go to Nama Sankirtanam another day, I will collaborate everything and then I will try to do an avial of everything, means what? Your mind will become a complete avial. And it will actually be churning things left and right and center. Right? So after churning, you're confused. What should you do? That's why he says here, when you are on the margam, right, you must follow one path. So systematically follow one path and then you restrict other inputs so that you don't get disturbed. Like the people who are, who don't study Shastra, they follow only one path. All call interested. They only do Bhakti, means they only Nama Sankirtanam. They will not study anything about Upasanam. Like, the Vaidikas, ritualistic people who do Vaidikas, right? They have never even opened the Bhagavad Gita book. They have never even studied, opened the text. Upanishad, they know, Upanishad, Vedam, but have they understood any of these things? What is said there? No. Because they're interested only in Vedic karma. How to do Vedic karma is what is important. Correct. Here we are leaving those people. This is, we are not interested in those things. All complete bypass finish. We are taking a different angle, saying that you do those things because you are required to do this, you do this. But it is not going to be mukti. We are after jnana. Right? That's why this is being taught. So that's why the Acharya is saying that after listening for such a lengthy period of time, why there's a doubt in your mind is what the Acharya is thinking. And he is saying that I've taught you everything. I don't think I've left out anything. I taught you everything what you need to know. So there's nothing really left for me to say at this point of time. So this is where the Adi Shankara comes to the rescue as the Purva Paksha. And he tells the teacher that maybe the student is talking like this. Maybe the student has got this particular view. And that's the Bhashyam which we talk about. Okay, which we'll go through this after this. So far you are clear with this? Okay. See, the beauty of the Upanishad is it gives you all analysis. Papa on the question getting the doubt adikadi. Benefit. What should we do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Or should I do both of them? Or shall I drop all of them and just go back to old things? See, a lot of people who don't have clarity in thoughts, they will go one direction for a lengthy period of time. Then suddenly they'll have a doubt because they would have heard from somebody else that, see, neenga pandradella correct irukku, but I'm not very sure whether you are eligible for it or not. See, I don't think you should do this. Already the student has got some doubts. See, Madhul Mula Purnama Nikara, he's standing there in the Purnama Nikara. So he's been standing there and listening to this lecture from Brahman, etc. He doesn't know which side to jump now. When somebody says, so he will leave overnight everything and they will just go one side and just follow the other side. A lot of people have done this. People have studied with me for many years. They have gone back that side because it is because they nothing teaching. It's just because they are not ready. They have got their own doubts whether this is the right way for them or not. So they are the judges, right? All cannot doubt them. So leave this one. This will not be enough for me. I'm happy to go and do my Nama Sangeetam, Bhajana, Kirtana, my Nama Japam, etc. I'm very happy doing this. So people do that. So that is what I said before, right? You do this. So the page number 4.7, page 35, talked about that people who are following that routine. So you do that, it will benefit you because you will get what you are seeking for. If you are seeking for contemplation in number 2 and 3, verse number 2 and 3, you will achieve Brahmajnana. Okay? That's what it says. Is it clear? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Namaste, Shubhratri to all of you and Shubh Navaratri to all of you. We will see you after the Navaratri is over, after Vijayadashmi class, okay? I'll text you when the next class will start.
Thank you, sir. Happy Navaratri.
மருந்து எனக்கு மூலமா இல்ல இது பையன் ஏதோ கொண்டு கொடுத்துருக்கேன் அவ்வளவுதான். மருந்து எல்லாம் வேண்டாம். மருந்து எல்லாம் வாங்கிருக்க மாட்டேன். நாளைக்கு தான் இதை இருக்க மாட்டாமா அது வருது. ஆமா ஆமாமா அப்ப எனக்கு இல்ல இப்போ இல்ல யாரும் இல்ல இப்போ வர மாட்டாங்க. சித்தார்த்து போனாங்க அப்படி சித்தார்த் காலம் சொன்னாங்க அவன் வச்சிருவேன். ஆமா இன்சைட்ஸ் இது வந்து பிரின்சிபிள் இல்ல இது. ஏன்னா இது ரைட்டிங், இது வந்து ரைட்டிங் 21 டிசார்டர்லி. ஸோ ரைட்டிங் ஆமா. இப்போ வந்து இது வேறையா வரும். அது ரைட்டு. Growing up.